Welcome back. My special guest this morning is Kirsten Watkins, Director of Workforce 360 Development Programs, and Bethany Studenik, Assistant Director of Foundation Relations at Ohio Guidestone. They were telling us the overview of what Ohio Guidestone does. Now we're going to break it down just a little bit more so folks can find out if they can be helped or what they might do to even help you guys. So let's break some of this down. Now we were talking Bethany mentioned the workforce and the fact you help people get into the workforce. Yes. So talk a little bit about what you do there.
Our Workforce 360 programs, they're actually comprehensive programs for academic and occupational skills training and also preparedness for the workforce. We have programming in Cuyahoga County, in Lake County, Geauga County, and Portage County. And we serve anyone from ages 14 to on up to adulthood. Primarily in Cuyahoga County, we're serving youth that are 14 to 24 years old. And many of these individuals are struggling with chronic levels of poverty. They haven't made it through a traditional school system. Maybe they have made it through a traditional school system but are still struggling after school. So we do both in-school and out-of-school programs. Mm-hmm. We work in some of the Cleveland Municipal School District schools, and we work with the students in those schools to help them matriculate to the next grade level, make sure there are no attendance issues, make sure that they are getting the supports that they need outside of the classroom as well. And then some of our out-of-school programs, we're really working with individuals to help them get their GED and or finish their high school diploma. And then we typically have some occupational training tracks embedded into our classwork. We do some customer service training, we do some ServSafe food management training, hospitality, construction, manufacturing, healthcare. So we're really trying to get the individuals prepared for and ready for perhaps their first job or getting back into the work world. And then we also provide support to them once they get their first job, moving through that first year of service. And then one of the new things that we're going to be starting this year is actually looking with our students post that first year of employment. So we're really going to be digging deeper into, all right, you've made it through your first year of employment, and now what we really want to look at is how we can better assist you to move forward and advance in your career, whether that's changing careers, whether that's talking to your employer about wanting to do something different in that same organization, perhaps going back to school for some additional credentials or some upskilling, and really kind of getting them more prepared to really look at their whole overview. What is their future picture? Where do they want to be going in their world? How to stabilize themselves outside of the work world, so family stability, emotional, mental health stability, really kind of working at all of those factors to get them as stable as they can to really overcome those barriers that they might be facing, so then they can be better employees. And they can be really giving back to their community.
This is wonderful. I'm hearing a lot of good stuff here. So if you have a problem or you want to move up or move into the workforce, I hear that you guys at Ohio Guidestone are doing exactly that. I've heard there are hundreds of thousands of jobs that are available, but people are not necessarily trained for the jobs that are out there. So you guys, I'm sure, get a scope of what's out there and sort of guide the people toward those. Yes. You're not just training for the sake of training, you're training for what's out there, the jobs that are available.
Absolutely,
correct?
Absolutely. We're training them for that. We're really digging deep into some assessments for them to see what their career interests are. Whether they're realistic in their scope, perhaps somebody is really interested in going into the healthcare field, but for whatever reason, they might not be able to go into that field. Maybe it's a background that they have. Maybe they have a fear of blood or something like that. And so we really try to guide them towards something that's going to be realistic for them. Perhaps they're interested in going into a different career field, but that requires them to have a higher level degree, and they don't necessarily want to or can't afford to go to school at that point in time. So our career coaches are really looking to help them navigate the work world, employment, what's out there, what skills they're going to need in order to get those jobs, what the average pay is going to be, and really trying to get them to hone in on what skill set they're going to need to then move forward.
And Bethany sort of gives them some perspective to know that you don't start at the very top. You may not start at the very bottom, or sometimes you have to, but you work your way up, either inside an organization or start here and then move to another job, as your
Absolutely.
careers change and jobs change as well.
Yeah, and I think what I really appreciate about Kirsten's programs is how closely they pay attention to both the market and what our students need. So a lot of times the people we're working with, it's not just one issue that's facing them, that's keeping them from succeeding and getting a job. It's a lot of different issues. It's poverty, it's transportation, it's having children young, it's having been incarcerated, it's facing homelessness. Kirsten does a great job of looking at people holistically. We can't expect people to work if they don't have their basic needs met. We can't expect people to have that type of focus if they can't take care of their own children. And because we're a large organization, we offer mental health counseling, we offer help with transportation, we offer help with workforce services. We can help the whole person and the whole family become a better functioning unit. So I appreciate that about what Kirsten does. You were talking a little bit about how there are certain industries where we're not finding the people that we need. Kirsten's done a wonderful job through Youth Build, one of our programs, of training people on construction credentials, getting them the credentials they need to work in an in-demand occupation in Cleveland, in Cuyahoga County, in Ohio. And this pays a lot more than a lot of the other positions that might be open to people who are struggling. So it's a great way to get your foot in the door, earn credentials, prove yourself, and start moving up in a career to provide for yourself and your family.
That's wonderful. About 15 years ago, I remember hearing the president of BP America, when BP was headquartered here in Cleveland, they left us, but anyway, say, look, if I can't find the people I need in Cleveland, I'm going to search Ohio. If I can't find them in Ohio, I'm going to search the United States of America. And if I can't find them in America, I'm going to go abroad. This sounds like a program that says we will get you ready for whatever is out there for you here and now. You just have to dedicate yourselves to finding what it is you want to do, because sometimes knowing what you don't want to do is just as important as knowing what you do want to do, and then honing those skills to get that job, to keep that job. Let's talk attitudinally, where you find some people and where you have to take them to get them ready and stable enough to keep those jobs and to keep moving forward. Kirsten.
A lot of our programs, I'll back up a little bit. A couple of years ago, we rebranded ourselves in the workforce department, and we started calling ourselves Workforce 360. And the reason that we did that was because we really were doing some comprehensive, holistic programming. We were looking at the entire individual, what their barriers were, because we realized that if you have some significant mental health issues that are somewhat undiagnosed, it's really hard for you to focus on getting your GED. So we really had to kind of go back to the beginning and say to ourselves, really, okay, let's look at this. How are we really genuinely going to help people? And we need to stabilize them. And so what we've done in our building, our Workforce 360 Center, is we have mental health therapists in the building. We have alcohol and drug therapists in the building. We also have a Dress for Success in our building, so students can just shop right there. We have a washer and dryer in our building for students that are facing homelessness, and they bring all of their clothing with them. And so that's really the interesting piece and the unique piece to our programming, is that we try to have it all in one building, because we realize that if we're sending them or if we're referring them out, sometimes they get lost going down the road and trying to get to another appointment, or transportation is a barrier and things like that. So prior to any of our classes starting, we conduct what's called a mental toughness class. And it's about 2 to 3 weeks long, and anybody is invited to come to this class. And what they do is, this is kind of the overview of our programs. And we're doing mind, body, and spirits. They're doing exercises of the mind, they're doing exercises of the body. They're also doing some assessments. They get introductions to all of our programming. And what we're doing is we're really watching them and observing them to see their readiness for the program. Are they committed to making some changes in their lives? Are they committed to wanting to move forward and really get an education and really get a job and move forward from where they currently are? And so from that, the students come and do a final interview with our panel of staff, and also alumni are part of this panel interview. And then we choose from there who we think is going to be the best fit for the program.
Sounds excellent. We're going to take a break, come back, get more into this. What I'm hearing, I'm loving this. Absolutely loving this. I hope folks out there are taking notes. We'll have you give your webpage address and how to get in contact with you as well very shortly. Listen, as we go to break, I want to thank the Cuyahoga County Fatherhood Initiative for having me moderate its town hall meeting during its 13th annual Fatherhood Conference. We had great attendance, and I believe we went a long way toward helping dads be better fathers. Now, this reminder, if you need a master of ceremony or a keynote speaker for your nonprofit event, give me a call at 216-367-7323 or email me at hboomer@woio.com. I'll be right back to continue my conversation with Kirsten and Bethany of Ohio Guidestone. Please don't go away.